Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Sunday evening. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as season. I got a word for you. Tap in. Happy Sunday, guys. So I just got home from dinner, but after reading an email, I have to respond to this email. Like I'm in the middle of packing. I'm going back to Texas, but I have to respond to this email. I won't read the email because it's very, very long, but I want to summarize. She's definitely a chosen one, right? But she's the chosen one who has not tapped into her power yet, her discernment yet, her wisdom yet. So she's still moving with the mindset of basically as a chosen one, as a quote unquote, a person who loves God. You can allow people to use and abuse you. So she's dealing with, I'm not sure if it's her husband or long-term boyfriend. I'm not sure. She didn't specify. But it's that mindset that religion has taught that you can allow people to constantly cheat on you, which is her case, constantly cheating over and over, over and over, over and over, apologizing over and over. She like because it's that mindset of what God says, forgive. Listen. Listen. Religion have taught a lot of people to be a doormat. Religion have taught a lot of people to be a doormat, meaning people can use you in whatever kind of way. That can be cheating on you, that can be taking advantage of you, just not grateful. And these can be your family members. These can be your own children. These can be romantic relationships, but religion has literally taught people that you can allow people to treat you like scum, and in the name of religion, you forgive and you allow them to keep committing the same offense. Listen, I'm the first to say and have always been honest and transparent that forgiveness is not my strong point. It just depends on the level of offense, right? But I've also been very, very vocal about the importance of forgiveness. Forgiveness is literally for you. It's really not about the other person. It's to be sure that you're able to release all these toxins, all that offense that creates all this stuff within your spirit that you know that rises up when you see that person, that's not healthy. So it's more about releasing that, forgiving the person, but forgiveness does not equate to reconciliation, especially if the behavior have not changed. So you can apologize 100 times per day, but if you're doing the same thing, or if we haven't corrected behavior or addressed the behavior or come to some type of meeting of the minds where we discuss and really work out the issue, I can't understand how people can just keep accepting the same behavior over and over. It's great to take accountability. We all, as adults, we all should take accountability for our actions because none of us are perfect. You ain't that cute, boo. I ain't that cute, boo. Right? We all have our flaws. We all have our vices. We're all going to screw up. So you take accountability for your actions, but then your actions have to improve. So if you're saying I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, but you're still committing the same offense, how is that an apology? They're only telling you what you want to hear to soften the whatever, and you're right back in the door. And each offense takes something from you. So when we're talking about self-esteem and confidence, right? Every time you get hit, every time somebody cheats on you, Every time someone betray you, every time somebody is disloyal, every time somebody lies on you, whatever the offense is, it takes something from you. This is why when you're in the middle of these toxic relationships or marriages, all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're looking in the mirror like, who am I? You've lost yourself. You've lost your way because each offense over time took something from you. So once you recover from that and you build yourself back up, you have to be very in tune to what you accept in your life. Listen, as a chosen person, here's the thing. I say it a lot, and I guess I just keep saying it. God has just blessed us with a spirit that is so rare than the average person. We want to help, we want to serve, we want to love on you, we want to be sure that you're content, you're comfortable, you can trust us. We give you everything. That's just who we are. We're not doing it for you or for us. It's just who we are as a person. But everybody doesn't deserve that kind of loyalty. So you give it, but when they strike you, you pull that back. But when you keep staying in the sake of religion and the sake of everybody's not perfect, which is true, each offense is going to keep taking something from you. And now you're lost. You don't know who you are because you've been beaten down so bad. And now this person moves on, get remarried, go into a new relationship, and you're trying to figure out, I don't understand. Why do they get to move on and be happy and I'm still in this sunken place? It's because you didn't guard your heart. You didn't guard your heart. You got to know what you carry. You got to know that what you provide is rare. If I come into your life, I'm literally going to advance your life, vice versa, right? So if you can't appreciate and reciprocate that, I got to pull it back. You don't keep getting hit after hit after hit after hit after hit after hit in dealing with that in the sake of religion. Yes, God wants and needs you to help and all this good stuff and forgive and all this stuff. But God also gives you wisdom. He also gives you discernment. If people are not aligned with you, because see, anybody who's in line with you, they're going to receive you correctly. Not to say they're going to get it perfect all the time, because you don't get it perfect all the time. But when you're unequally yoked, and you got a person who's literally like unevolved, and God have already elevated you, and they can't receive you on the level that you need to be received. And no matter how much you like them, you got to pull away. Remember, it's obedience over emotions. Like, I don't care how much I like you. Like, there's people who I really, really like seriously. It could be from a staff member. It could be from a romantic standpoint, just speaking in general. Please don't email me with the nonsense, right? Speaking in general, I can like you a lot. In fact, I can even have some love for you. But once I start seeing that it's not reciprocal, when you're not matching my energy, if I can't trust you, I'm walking, point blank, period. But there is no animosity, there's no hate, there's no retaliation, there's no, I'm going to, no, you don't do that. You don't do that. See, I tend to think that mindset comes from when you stay too long and then you develop this resentment and this hate because you allow them to keep afflicting you. So now it's like, oh, now I'm going to get you back. Now I'm going to expose you. Now I'm going, no. When you walk away with the first offense, then that blow should really be soft enough to say, you know what? Do what you do, boo. Do what you do, period. Because I kept it real. Do what you do. God to deal with you. I don't even have to say anything, right? God to deal with you. So you can't keep sticking around because somebody is your husband because somebody is whatever you got going on. Because you didn't specify. I'm sorry. Sis, I'm going to keep it real with you. And I've been here only one time. Again, it only took me one time. The only reason why you can't walk, as much as this thing is burdening you, as much as it's heavy on you, as much as God have already told you to leave and you can't leave, you've got a soul tie or you got some type of narc abuse going on. You got some healing to do. Because when you're healed and when you're whole, it's easy to walk away. Even when it hurts you, right? I've had to walk away from people and it hurt me. But because I respect myself the way I respect myself and I know what I carry and I know what I have to offer, I will leave you on sight with no reservations. But I've also been in a toxic relationship before where I couldn't walk away. I wanted to walk away, but I just couldn't. I had work to do. I was broken down. See, sometimes people's intentions are to break you down. Like you can be with a person for years or whatever. And what happens is it's so subtle. You don't know that they're breaking you down, or you don't know, like in my case, example, people will try to change you. Like they fall in love with you, right? You. That's what caught their attention. But they mess around and catch feelings. Now they want to change you. So now I got to look like a librarian. No disrespect to my librarians, right? But they start to change you. But remember, if they're changing you from your core, meaning that's just your core, it's who you are, it's your swag, it's your whatever. When they start trying to change you from your authentic self, you start to lose yourself. When you lose yourself, you then lose your purpose and your calling, because purpose and calling requires you to be your true authentic self. So you don't know who you are. And it happens so subtly. And one day you wake up and you look in the mirror and you're just like, who am I? I don't have confidence. How am I even tolerating this nonsense? How am I? But you don't even have the strength and the confidence to know that you deserve better. So it's hard to leave when you're in that slum of things. So again, this is why it's obedience over emotions. When God starts to convict you and say, hey, listen, you've been slipping, right? You've been so down that you couldn't even hear my voice. Now you're coming out of this thing. You're hearing my voice, but you're going to have to take a leap on faith through the conviction. I can't make you take a leap just because I show up on the front door and knock on the door. You got to trust what I'm saying. Narcissist is coming to my spirit right now. Listen, that's the hardest. A soul tie is difficult. A soul tie is very, very difficult to leave. But narc abuse, that's a whole different level of trying to pull away. Because with narcissists, see, with a soul tie, you're just tied at the soul, even though it's the wrong person. It just, sometimes even with the soul tie, the person themselves is not a bad person. It's not that they're a bad person. You guys just weren't meant to be. But you done mess around and, their demons attached to yours. Now it's hard to pull away, right? But those spiritual ties. But with a narcissist have literally destroyed you. They destroyed your confidence, your self-esteem. They have turned everybody against you, including any support that you may have to leave. They have screwed with your mind, so now you're questioning yourself. Are they really the problem, or really am I the problem? Like they mess with your mind so bad that you really don't know if is it them or is it me. So now you're trying to work on yourself because you think it's you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do, because with a narcissist, everything that you try to do to make them happy, nothing works. There's nothing you're sitting there trying to do things that's going to please them, that you think they're going to be happy with, and even if it could make them happy, they'll never tell you that. They're going to tell you the opposite, because they can't ever give you that power, knowing that they just can't give you that kind of power. Their whole objective is to continually to beat you down and beat you down and beat you down till you are pulp, where there's nobody who will believe you and nobody to support you. Everybody thinks you're the crazy one. Everybody believes them. Your self-esteem is to the floor. Your confidence is to the floor. Like, you don't know your head from your feet. For the time will come when God says, I don't care if you got to walk with the shoes on your feet. It is time to go. I will take care of you. Leave the money, leave the house, leave the car, leave anything that's attached to them. Hopefully and prayerfully, somebody that's listening don't have children with these fools, these these people, because they will use any and everything to keep you captive. So you can walk away from the money, because see, God, if you're obedient, God will always supply. So you might have to walk away from things that look like it's, financial stability. But if you walk away and trust God, He'll give you double. But when there's children involved, that especially like if they love both sides, they're going to use the children. And that's going to be the heartstring that's going to be very, very hard to break away from. So you're going to try to stay to work it out in the sake of the kids. Because you can see the kids are suffering because the kids love both sides. And the kids don't even understand that the narc is literally using them as flying monkeys. But a time will come where God will give you some type of clear revelation on how to get a mediator in there. He will literally give you instructions. You just have to be obedient to the instructions. Or once the children get old enough, God will literally allow the children to realize that whatever the narc was like, the children will see you in a different light. Rather than the light that the narc was trying to paint you to be. When it comes, I can't get off of narcs. So somebody has to be listening. When it comes down to narcs, you're going to have to trust God. You're going to have to trust that God will fight this battle for you. Again, with narcs, the problem is people want to fight flesh with flesh. Narcissist is a spirit. So you're trying to fight a fleshly battle. Let it be defending yourself. Let it be trying to prove a point. And I get it. We're human. You're trying to defend your name. They're lying on you. They blatantly make up lies on you. These people are insane. They're insane, right? So, but you're trying to fight it in the fleshly form. But it's a spirit. It's a spirit. You can't win with a spirit fighting it from a fleshly battle. But naturally, you want to fight from a fleshly standpoint. So you gotta tap in spiritually, follow the obedience and the convictions of God, because that's how you're going to defeat this spirit, this demonic spirit in the spiritual realm. You can't play with a narcissist. You will lose every single time. They will twist your mind. They will twist lies up. They will twist up your work every single time. You got to master remaining silent, as difficult as that is. Stop trying to defend yourself. When the kids are coming home saying certain, don't even try to, just be quiet. God will literally give you instructions. My chosen folks with these big hearts, please stop trying to help everybody. Please stop trying to serve everybody. Please stop trying to, forgive everybody, but please understand that forgiveness does not equate to reconciliation. You can forgive. That doesn't mean that person belongs back into your life to keep afflicting pain and harm on you over and over and over again in the sake of religion. If people don't appreciate, and as a chosen person, you bring a lot. If they don't appreciate what you bring, you got to walk. You got to walk. God will snatch your overflow because you are pouring into people and you are supporting people who he doesn't even want to support. Because sometimes God got to snatch people and put them on their face. And so here you are, you're playing their savior. You're playing their God, even if it is your own child. You're playing the savior and you're playing your God, their God. But how can God ever get to them? Because every time God tried to clip them up and put them on their face, here you are playing Superman or Superwoman. And it's difficult. It is, one of the most difficult things is when you know that God needs to deal with the person and he says you can't help them. It is very difficult. But you got to trust the process. God gave you a spirit, a specific kind of spirit, my chosen people, again, to be able to tap into people's spirit, to be able to sense when God wants to use you when they're in need. But you have to be disciplined to know that you're hearing from God and not your own flesh and your own emotions. When people come to you and they come to you with their needs, you just can't say yes. If God has you in a posture where he's using you, it's not even yours. It's not even yours. So you can't just keep saying yes and letting people like drag you and making you broke and taking from you and cheating on you. That it ain't even yours. You're a vessel. God will snatch it from you if you're making your head hard. I got 2 people right now on read. I haven't even responded to some foolishness, and God already told me you better not even respond because I've been trying to get their attention for quite some time, right? Don't even respond. And I haven't. And I don't care. Stay in your feelings. I don't care. Nobody's going to mess around and miss their blessing and miss their calling and jeopardize their gifts because you can't get it right. Stop letting people use and abuse you. Stay tapped in. God will lead you to your audience. God will lead you to the people that he needs you to help. In fact, one of you guys, I think it was what's her name? On the video I posted in regards to what do women really want from one of my good brothers. And she stated in the comment section that men that she meet always, like when she first meet them, like the red flag, they're already asking her to help. Listen. An evolved man. And I'm going to have to break this down from different aspects because he may also be an evolved man, but also in a dry season. That's different. But let's speak about the evolved man in general. Before he asks you for anything, he'll sell everything he got. Because his pride won't even allow you to. He's naturally a provider, right? Again, this is speaking about the evolved man who's in a great season, etc., etc. Now, let's speak about an evolved man who may be in a dry season, because remember, seasons changes. You're not going to be in the up season every season. There's going to be seasons where you have more than what you need, and then there's going to be seasons where you have absolutely nothing, including your edges or your hairline. And the woman that's in your life, or the woman that God sends in your life, speaking of that, I'm going to tie this into another email that I don't have to address on Tuesday or Wednesday on the good sis who wanted me to speak about should a woman, quote unquote, help a man. Okay, I'm going to tie that in together. First of all, if he's not your husband, or if he's not a man that God have like literally ordained for it to be together, you guys can be courting or just maybe a purpose partner, destiny helper, whatever. Meaning God brought him into your life for whatever reason. Then you don't just help any random dude, period. And again, if any man comes to you in that sense, that's a major red flag. It's a major turn off. But let's revert back to the man who is an evolved man, or a man who's climbing, like he's climbing, but he's just in a bad season. Again, seasons changes. He's in a dry season. He's lost everything, or he's starting over. Absolutely. If God has called you into that man life in whatever way, absolutely, I think a woman should help a man. The thing is with this, catch this, he don't have to ask. God already shown her. In fact, not only have God shown her how to move, God's shown her how to move in a posture where it won't make him feel less than a man. You catch that? He won't even feel less than a man. Because, see, the way... You have to be tapped in. The way God moves, God already shown you certain things that he needs you to support. He's already shown you before this man, let's just say he don't even ask. Because again, most men aren't like, the way men are built, most men are built, they're just... So you have to be tapped in as a woman to pick up in the spiritual realm without even trying to pull it from him, because that can be very frustrating. You're trying to pull what's wrong. They're going to say nothing, and it's so annoying. But it's just that the way most men are built, because they're naturally providers. But God will literally give you a download. God will tell you when to move, how to move, and what to move on. And again, hear me. This is a man who happens to be in a down season, all caps, season, not a lifetime, a season. He's building. Hear me. This is not your average dude. This ain't some random dude you just met. This is a dude that you feel that God have literally called you to. Hear me, you're not moving from emotions, you're moving from spirit. Moving from emotions will have you broke. Moving from spirits, you will see your fruits multiply. So absolutely, there's absolutely nothing wrong with getting behind a man and helping a man. But you got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're doing. You got to be tapped in. I think I've covered it all. So my good sis, I don't have to make a recording on your topic in regards to will God ask you to help a man. You guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.